The real truth. Is crypto the future or a giant scam? What do you say about an industry worth more than $1 trillion with hardly any underlying value? The future of cryptocurrency is a topic that generates divide whenever it's brought up. On one side, you have the ardent supporters who believe it's the future of a democratic and libertarian society, free of oppressive governments and corporate overlords. On the other end, you have people convinced it's nothing more than a scam, a ruse to trick the unsuspecting masses out of their savings. While we are lost in the middle of this hot debate, cryptocurrencies continue to see incredible growth in value, making others richer. Sitting on the fence is becoming painfully expensive when you see all the money we're potentially leaving on the table. It's about time we stop waiting for answers and find the absolute truth about crypto. Is it the future or an elaborate Ponzi scheme? What is a cryptocurrency, and how did we come to be lost in its frenzy? The answer can easily be traced back to the white paper published in 2008 under Satoshi Nakamoto's pseudonym. The white paper described a peer-to-peer system of payment that uses a public, distributed digital ledger called a blockchain to record transactions. These ledgers would be powered by a computer network that communicates to verify every transaction before they are permanently documented on the blockchain. You may recognize this process as mining, where miners run a unit of the blockchain network called a node and are rewarded for creating new blocks on the blockchain with newly minted coins. Bitcoin opened the path for a whole new market, a different type of currency, a cryptocurrency. Since 2008, we now have over 1,500 different cryptocurrencies modeled after Bitcoin and powered by a blockchain. But the workings of a blockchain are just the background process. You and I will not run a node. So what does cryptocurrency mean to the everyday person? The cryptocurrency was created with high ideals for consumers. Early crypto enthusiasts believed that the financial sector was overrun with corrupt megacorporations who make selfish decisions without a second thought to the lasting consequences it has on the rest of the population. So cryptocurrency was developed to be the people's currency, run and controlled by the everyday people and regulated by the market, a decentralized currency. On the practical end, crypto promises fast and cheap payment for our goods and services, especially borderless payments. In essence, Bitcoin was an effective transactional alternative, a way to bypass the financial cult that runs most of our economy. Many people believed in this ideal, and the public wanted it. With the increased faith in Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies began to rise in price. The creators of Ethereum saw a future where blockchain technology could be used more than just for payments. Ethereum launched smart contracts, which executed commands automatically from inputted transactions. The invention of smart contracts led to another major phase in the cryptocurrency world, a world where NFTs and decentralized applications were created, further increasing the already growing value of the industry. However, despite how promising the goals of cryptocurrencies are, as its user base increased, it quickly became apparent that most of the features promised could not hold up to scrutiny. For example, Bitcoin was developed primarily as a digital currency means of payment. But more than a decade later, hardly anyone uses Bitcoin for everyday transactions. Bitcoin has proven to be impractical as a means of payment. For one, a currency is expected to be stable. Using a currency that constantly fluctuates in value is risky for both parties in the transaction. Bitcoin prices fluctuate in value daily, surging an average of 2% daily. Still, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies often swing over 10% in value. The lack of stability in its value makes it difficult for transacting parties to accurately judge the value of the good or service in question. Did I buy this watch for $300 or $500? How much would I have to sell to make a profit? An unstable currency brings a host of problems that are better left alone. Another major problem with Bitcoin as a medium of exchange is its long transaction time. These days, it takes an average of an hour to complete Bitcoin transactions. Who has that kind of time in a world that moves so fast? Blockchain transactions take so long to complete because every transaction has to be validated to keep the network secure. Yet Bitcoin is limited to 7 to 10 transactions per second. By comparison, Visa regularly processes over 1,700 transactions per second. When Bitcoin limits became apparent, cryptocurrency proponents started a different campaign. This time, they held it up as a store of value, a digital gold, and a thing you buy and keep. Over the last 10 years, Bitcoin has grown tremendously in value. Bitcoin returned over 1,300% in 2017. In 2020, it grew more than 300% before reaching an all-time high of almost $70,000 per coin in November 2021. Bitcoin has performed tremendously as an asset. reaching all-time highs just when detractors expected it to start falling. So why not hold it as an asset, a store of value? The main argument against the store of value function is split into two arms, and the first is its volatility. Real estate and gold are great stores of value, but pending a major disaster, their value remains stable and grow over time, albeit slowly. Bitcoin is the exact opposite of this. Since May 2022, Bitcoin has lost over 58% of its value. That's right, more than half of its worth has been wiped off, with the entire cryptocurrency market losing $1.2 trillion in value. Another central point against Bitcoin as a store of value is its lack of underlying worth. Bitcoin has a market cap of $380 billion, even after losing over 50% of its value in the last few months. Bitcoin's market cap overqualifies it for the S&P 500 and most other equity indices, yet it has no underlying product. And as we have established, it kinda sucks, even as a currency. Bitcoin and most other altcoins find their value simply in the investors' faith in them. The primary thing backing the trillion-dollar market is people's beliefs. And if tomorrow some other better-performing digital form of currency springs up, the entire market could collapse, making it a particularly shaky store of value. Other critics argue that Bitcoin has an artificial scarcity. Unlike limited land and gold, the only limit on the amount of Bitcoin in the world is that placed on it by the developers. Anyone with the means can develop an alternative. In fact, just that is being done with the hundreds of altcoins available right now. Okay, enough about Bitcoin. So fine, Bitcoin has limitations. But how about all the other cryptocurrencies? Many specifically developed to tackle these exact problems in Bitcoin. Cryptocurrencies like Solana and Cardano run blockchains with significantly higher transaction speeds. In contrast with Bitcoin's limit of 10 transactions per second, Solana has a capacity for 65,000 transactions per second. Such massive improvements should solve the functional limitations of cryptocurrencies, right? Well, not quite. Layer 2 blockchains like Solana, as they are called, swapped Bitcoin's rigorous proof-of-work validation mechanism for the proof-of-stake system. While this has helped them achieve unprecedented transaction speeds, it came at the cost of the security and decentralization of their platforms. Solana has constantly been plagued by downtimes, where all transactions are halted for hours. Downtimes should be impossible for blockchains that are supposed to be distributed over a network of computers spread worldwide. So while Solana has 1,447 nodes making up its network, it was revealed that a good percentage of all those nodes are hosted on just a handful of servers. Decreasing decentralization of Layer 2 blockchains is not only a problem for Solana. Binance Smart Chain, with a market cap of over $44 billion, has just 21 validating nodes. You might also have heard of the DAO hack of 2016 on the Ethereum blockchain, where $60 million worth of Ether was stolen from the newly formed DAO. Yet these are some of the biggest alternative cryptocurrencies to Bitcoin. The entire cryptocurrency market exists on the promise of a decentralized economy, yet many projects have been proven impractical or failed to put decentralization first. At this point, decentralization seems to have taken a back seat to the profiteering by the select few who run these blockchains, the same problems they were created to solve. Bitcoin mining has become aggregated into the hands of an elite few who put together powerful mining rigs costing millions of dollars. The same can be said for proof-of-stake systems, where stakeholders pool their resources to increase their stakes and their chances of earning rewards for validating blocks. The argument can be made that cryptocurrency is not trustless or decentralized at all. Almost all cryptocurrency transactions and activities are tied to exchanges, Bitcoin, and stablecoins. Crypto exchanges play the role of banks and brokerages, with many crypto holders keeping their assets with exchanges and affiliated wallets. Almost 99% of all crypto transactions go through centralized exchanges like Coinbase and Binance, with Binance's CEO rising into billionaire status following the popularity of the exchange. The existence of exchanges and stablecoins, especially USDT, is just a recreation of the central financial powers cryptocurrencies were developed to stand against. The lack of transparency and regulation of the exchanges and stablecoins makes them much riskier than traditional financial institutions. Many top projects have told outright lies about the underworkings of their cryptocurrency, and we're not talking about the small cryptocurrencies, and the rather common rug pulls here. A good example is when Solana Labs lied about the total circulating supply of their tokens. The team had published a total of 8.2 million SOL tokens in circulation, only for independent investigators to find almost double this amount in an unlocked wallet. iPhonex Inc., which created USDT or Tether, had led us to believe that every token of the stablecoin was backed by a US dollar note they had in reserve, until it was found to be a lie. These companies would have continued to lie to the public had they not been discovered. And who knows how many more secrets lurk underneath the numerous cryptocurrencies out there. Tether and Solana are part of the top 10 biggest cryptocurrencies by market cap. While Ethereum is supposed to be decentralized and community-governed, most users look to the founder, Vitalik Buterin, for guidance. The same goes for other cryptocurrencies with known founders. The dynamics of cryptocurrencies are very fragile. The crypto market can easily bleed billions of dollars with one tweet from Elon Musk or Michael Saylor. And these are symptoms of a market without an underlying value. The failure of Terra Luna and the accompanying market crash illustrate the market's fragility, which is still fresh in mind. The collapse of Terra was enough to plunge one of the biggest crypto lenders, Celsius, into crisis that led to the loss of billions of investors' dollars and resulted in multiple bankruptcy filings for the company. All these factors would spur an observer to believe that the entire crypto industry is a ruse. At best, it's reinventing the wheel and not doing a perfect job. At worst, it's an elaborate scam with a shaky and baseless foundation, designed to disrupt the financial market and create a stage for a few to enrich their pockets. Fortunately, it's not all bad news. There are many parallels between this crypto frenzy and the late 90s dot-com craze. Despite many critics being proven right about the bubble, many more good things came out of it. In the same way, the majority of the now popular crypto project would eventually be exposed for what they are, while also opening the path for more practical usage of the technology. This cannot be especially great news for hodlers, but indeed the cryptocurrency frenzy would not go on in perpetuity. As they say, water will find its level. Therefore, it is better to treat crypto as what it is, a speculative market. So while there are plenty of opportunities to make your fortune from cryptocurrencies, available evidence leans more on the side of the critics. That is, the current cryptocurrencies cannot deliver on their promises of a decentralized utopia. And with that, we come to the end of the video today. Thank you for staying all the way. Don't forget to like it if you've learnt a thing or two, and click the subscribe button to stay updated on the happenings of the cryptocurrency market.